Alright, so in this video I want to talk to all those young hustlers, if you're 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, if you're 19, 20 years old, you're still apply, you're still very young. And I consider myself very young as well. I'm 21, about to be 22. Well, I would say I'm 22 now. And sometimes I even forget I'm so young, honestly. But I want to make this video for any young hustlers out there that are looking to create their own businesses, that are looking for ways to make money. When you're at that stage where you get that spark, like, whoa, what if I could do something at this age, right? So where you start looking and making some research at different types of businesses or things you can do on your free time. I'm recording this video because I started when I was around 16 years old. But when I was 15, I actually started, selling stuff like candy on my high school and things like that. But it was like at 16 years old that I actually got into the internet. Before that, I was, a little bit of network marketing, selling candy and all these things. So I can relate to you at this precise moment. So I want to give you like some advice, some things that I would, do if I was younger than I am. Like I said, I'm still young, but if I was like 15, 16, what I would do, how I would get started, and some tips that have allowed me to reach many of my goals by 21, goals that I never imagined that I would be able to achieve at this stage in my life. Honestly, I thought this would happen probably when I was 30 or 35 or something, but I'm 22 now, well, like in 3 days. and I'm pretty satisfied with what I've been able to achieve. So if you're 15, 16, 17, the first thing I want to tell you is that this is the best stage in your life to start something. Not 25, not 23, right? Like if you're actually younger than that, like the younger the better. Like even if you're 14, 15, man, the younger you can start, the better, because the faster you will make it happen. I started this when I was 16 years old, and I would say I got pretty good results by the time I was 19 or 20, right? 21 was, I would say, my best year so far. And if you take a look at how many years were between, when I was 16 and 21, it's just 5 years. 5 years, you can completely change your life. You can be in places you never imagined. But at this stage where you're currently going through, it's a stage where many things happen, right? You're feeling pressure from many different people. You're probably finishing high school, going to college. You're looking, for what career you should go and follow, So many of the tips I'm gonna give you right now, probably your parents won't even tell you this, or your teachers, because these are some things that you can only understand between people like yourself and myself, right? So when you're young, you don't have any responsibilities, right? Apart from getting good grades and showing the world how good of a student you are. That's basically all you have to do. So you don't have to pay rent, you don't have to pay electricity, you don't have to pay the internet or even the food in your house. Like most people watching this video, usually you're gonna get those things paid for by your parents when you're at that age, right? I'm not generalizing. Some people will be contributing since a younger age, depends on where you're currently standing, but the majority of people will be taken care of at this stage of your life, right? You don't have to go to the supermarket and buy food with your own money. You don't have to pay rent or pay a leasing for a car. Your Uber gets taken care of by your parents. You don't have to worry about basically anything apart from getting good grades, right? So this is the best part of your life, because for the next probably 10 years or so, no, maybe not 10 years, maybe 8 or 10 years, it will keep being that way, right? You won't have like massive responsibilities. They will start building up over time. But at this point, you're basically very free. It means that you have it's the best time of your life to take the highest risks. So I work with clients from all types of age ranges, right? So clients that are 18 and are freaking crushing and are making $100,000 a month, then guys that are 40 making $100,000 a month, or guys that are 40, 50 that are just getting started. And I can tell you the pattern that I see is that the older that you start, the more stressful it is, because you have kids and you have a family and you have a house, you have all these responsibilities. So it's harder to start. It's not that you cannot learn it. Anyone can learn this stuff. It's just that the pressure like sometimes holds you back compared to all youngsters like us that we're like just unstoppable because we have nothing to really lose, honestly, apart from maybe money. But there's nothing else, right? You're a perfect moment of your life to go all in and say like, screw this. This is what I'm gonna be doing and this is what I'm gonna be pursuing. And if it goes wrong for the next 5 years, I'm still gonna be 23 and I have a second chance to mess things up. And if I mess it up again, I'm 28, you still have a third chance to mess it up. I can tell you, I would say that I personally made it. I don't know, that's a very broad definition of making it. I'm pretty satisfied with what I've been able to achieve financially and with my, let's say, real estate goals and being able to invest in real estate in 3 different apartments by this age. These were many of the goals that I had when I was planning to be like 25 or 30. I've been able to achieve them younger than that, and it happened in 5 years, right? Now, I messed it up for a lot of years, I would say 3 years, but then the past 2 years have been kind of like the breakthrough years, right? I cracked the code with Facebook ads, e-commerce, built several businesses, consulting, digital products, or physical products, built several brands and helped thousands of people around the world. And I never imagined I would be able to achieve this. But it all happened because I freaking was consistent for 5 years. And I just said like, honestly, man, if I lose my money, which I did, right? I had like 3,000 bucks, I lost it, then made like 2,000 and lost it. And then I made like 5,000 and invested the 5,000. So I was always in a roller coaster, but I was never frustrated because I knew that I just had to put in the work, make the money back, and that's it, move on with my life. I didn't have to worry about rent or all this stuff. My parents were supporting me and they wanted me to become successful in life. You know, they were never encouraging me to become like the super entrepreneur because they've never been like massive entrepreneurs or anything. They wanted me to go to a good college and everything and pursue my career. And at the end of the day, what your parents want is just that you have a successful future, right? That's all they want. That's why they care so much about your high school, your grades, your college, what you study, because in their head, this is what's strictly related to success, good grades and a good college degree. But we live in a different time where that doesn't necessarily mean you will be successful. In fact, I don't really feel it has anything to do with being successful. At least financially, right? If you're watching this video, you're probably an entrepreneur like myself. Entrepreneurship these days is not attached to good grades. It's not attached to what college you go through, what degree you get. It's about yourself, how much you want and what's your vision, what you're willing to do to get results, and which business model you're in, right? How much you pursue that to make the business successful, okay? Now, that's the first tip. Just go for it at this stage in your life. Don't even doubt it. Don't even doubt if you have the skills, because I started when I was 16. I didn't even knew Facebook had freaking ads, right? I figured that out in my first days. So you just get started, right? Now, the second thing I want to tell you is that you are going to go through a stage in your life where you're going to experience many changes. You're going to go to college. You're going to be around a different group of people. And now here's the funny irony. Like, parents think that when you go to college, you're gonna become this super student, that college is this really serious place where you just go study and become a super successful person. What they don't know about college is that it's mainly partying. It's for the least part, it's studying. It's mostly partying, drinking beer and video games in your dorm, right? And I have experienced this. I've been to many different colleges of my friends, and I have experienced this in every single place I've been to. That's how college is at. And yes, obviously you learn. If you decide to pay attention, you're gonna learn. But generally speaking, you go to college in a big part to party and do other things, right? It's like a different type of lifestyle. So college can either help you or break you, right? It can break you really bad because sometimes if you are around the wrong group, you're just gonna be caught in an environment where all you're doing is freaking partying and drinking beer all day. And trust me, when you add that to your studies and your exams, you're not gonna have any time to work. When you're in the wrong environment, building a business is really hard. That's why even if my parents told me, hey, you wanna go to the US or Switzerland or Europe to study, I said, I'm staying here in Costa Rica in a college. It's not gonna take a lot of my time. Is it very good? No, right. I don't think it's a very good college, and I actually dropped out after I was in a very secure place where I could make that decision. But anyways, I just decided to stay here because I knew that if I went to another college, I was gonna be very influenced in a bad way by the environment of the college, right? I'm not generalizing that every college is like that, but I knew I was gonna lose focus in my entrepreneurship journey. So I just stayed here, put everything into the business, and within 5 years, I built something that I'm very proud of, and even my personal brand, I'm very proud of it. So that's what you gotta do. Like, man, like if you wanna get started right now, get started, right? But at the same time, understand that if you go to college and all you're doing is partying, like I see many of my friends, that's all they freaking do. They all party all day. They put they study and get decent grades, but they're not doing anything apart from that. So I think that's just a waste of your time, and it can hurt you, right? Yes, you make connections here and there, but you can also make connections in Facebook chat, right? And Instagram DMs and Skype calls. So that's not really an excuse. If you go to college, be very careful, right? You don't want to be hanging out with the wrong group. You don't want to be influenced in a negative way. If not, your entrepreneurship journey can be really affected and your goals will be hard to reach. That's the second thing, okay? The third thing is just try to improve your skills as much as you can right now, because the skills are going to stick in your head, right? Once you have the skills, they're not going anywhere, right? So I managed to become very skillful at Facebook ads, at selling, at conversions, right? Getting people to give me their money in exchange for something very valuable. And I managed to figure out that psychology of how you make money, right? Like I really understand the process of making money these days. It's like, for me, it's like a video game, right? It's like you move the different pieces and you get paid and you deliver the value and you put all these pieces together and you make something successful. Those skills are not going anywhere, right? Literally anything can happen. Like the internet can change, anything can change. I understand the skills. It took me years to develop them. But now that I have them, I'm very, very glad. Like looking now backwards, I'm like super glad that I focused on that, because it's something that it's an asset, right? My knowledge is an asset. And it's something that it's staying here regardless of how the economy goes or what happens. And this is something you have to focus on, man. Don't focus too much on, on like reading and digesting the theory. It's important, but man, just do. I'm telling you, 90% of the things I know, it's just because I've managed to go ahead and do them and execute them and take action, right? So at this point, my message is like, go all in. You have nothing to lose. You are in the perfect position to win. You can afford to lose for the next 10 years and still make it work. If you're going to college or not, like regardless of where you are, man, if you want to be an entrepreneur, first of all, understand that your degree is not going to make you successful, right? And be very careful who you hang out with for the next few years, because that can maybe delay your success for years, right? You want to hang out with people that are like you, that have the same mindset, people that are also doing whatever it takes to reach their goals. And hanging out with the right crew is very important. I'm telling you, I'm 21. This is like what our parents tell you, right? You are who you hang out with, and that's so freaking true. You want to hang out with the right people. Yeah, go party. I go party as well, man. But if you party all day, it's gonna be very hard to be successful, right? You gotta understand that it's just how it works. It's not that you don't have to have a life. I mountain bike. I go out. I go to the beach. I travel. And I used to work very hard. So it's just like being very clear of what you want to do and putting your priorities in place. Now, apart from that, don't overspend if you don't have to. Don't go buy, all these expensive things that you don't need to. Save money, so that when the right time comes, you can invest it wisely. Either in a mastermind program, coaching, or in, something else, an asset, real estate. Save the money, don't waste it on Gucci or Supreme, right? Supreme backpacks and that stuff. You know what I'm talking about. Just put it away and you will be able to use it wisely when the time comes. You can invest it in ads, you can buy traffic, you can, invest in yourself or in your business. That's my message for you guys. Hopefully this helps. And regarding the business models, you can choose many business models: affiliate marketing, e-commerce. Just focus on one, right? I do e-commerce and affiliate marketing because I feel those are the best ways at this point. But you can also do other businesses. I would start researching about affiliate marketing and like drop shipping, because it's a good way to start. Later on, you can start manufacturing your own products, creating your own programs, doing consulting, and you know, selling services, things like that. Okay, that's my message. Hope you found it valuable, young hustlers like myself, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.